Okay, welcome everyone to one of my videos. This video is about playing the system. Um, okay, let's try to work this all out here, as much as, or let's just get in detail as much as possible at this point. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys some questions that you can answer, and we're doing not answer in the comment section. And go ahead. So, all right, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask you this: how many people do you think I am actually disabled here? I want to know. The question is, and how many other people don't think I'm disabled? Okay. I mean, leave a comment below and let me know. Um. Okay. I'm gonna go continue here. All right. Playing the system. Most now you have to literally play the system and actually get the help now. Even the ones who are actually disabled. That's why you guys are so upset, because they actually do have to play the system to actually get the assistance that they really need. It's not that easy to get, to let you know. You think it's really that easy? Trust me, they had to play a whole song and dance just to get your Social Security. But not like the food stamps. The food stamps and medical is totally different at that point. It's they go by based on your income and your assets and everything you have. So it's totally different. You're not really literally playing this. There's ways you can play the system on that, but again, it's really pointless. To let you know, because you can be totally really. That's why I've been totally honest with these people as much as possible. So it is the reason why there's a couple times I had to be a little dishonest, because there's a bunch of extra paperwork that had to be done. That's all it's basically is more paperwork, because of my self-employment. That's already, if you guys even dream anything about it, try to report that in. That was already happened. That happened already a long time ago. So now as everything's reported now. So the reason why is I didn't want to do it, because I didn't want to do all the extra paperwork that was involved. There was a lot. There's extra little paperwork. You have to report your income for almost every month to them. You got to write these little sheets out. I mean, how much money you make, because they want to know every bit of dime you make from your self-employment, of course. And it didn't really matter, because I'm right now I'm at the maximum amount of food stamps right now in my case. So it didn't really make much of a dent or hurt me in any much way at all. Just to let you know. Okay? It's just a little more work involved. That's it. I'm not trying to play the system whatsoever. Just let you know. For food stamps and medical assistance. Okay, the Social Security thing. Basically, I have been claiming my disability for to get Social Security is depression, overweight, pituitary adenoma, problems getting along with people at work, which you guys know it's a lot to do it is somewhat to do with the attitude, as you say it is, but again, that's not because I'm not getting work because of my attitude. It's be keeping the job because of my attitude. So I'm a person that just wants to work and do my job, pretty much. And sometimes I get outraged with people when they're not doing their job. I'm talking about the lazy ones, which I run into quite a bit at work before. So a lot of that happened, and I get a little upset about it. So as I said, probably be a new put on a paper when I go apply again for Social Security. It would probably be Asperger's, because chances are I do have Asperger's. I should have been diagnosed as a child with it. But again, we didn't have the internet like everybody back in the day, like everybody was today. Not everybody had used to it, and not access to all the information like we did to look for those symptoms and everything else, and say they in the medical field like they used to. So they had never been brought up the question if I had Asperger's at all. So again, it's why now it's very common to hear people have Asperger's, ADHD, and I think there's a lot of new stuff people are just making seems like they're making up, but actually it's been around quite a bit of time. The reason why it has been very knowledgeable to look for, because people didn't know what to look for beforehand. They didn't have access to the internet to look up this information or symptoms of why their child is acting like this, stuff like that. You see, when I acted up a lot when I was a kid in school, and guess what they prescribed me when they prescribed me Ritalin when I was just going through school, and it was some bad effects, side effects on that. It caused me a lot of problems when I was going through school. As I said, they thought I was, they misdiagnosed me for saying I was mentally retarded because they thought I was hearing voices in my head, which is not indication of mental retarded. It's just for people who has what they call it. Sorry, forgive me, but I'm trying to remember what they exactly call it here. I'm going to keep on trying to remember what it is. So you know what I'm talking about. People that hear voices in their head. The problem is that they misunderstood what I was saying as a kid. During I was growing up, when I was getting picked on through school because of my size and height and stuff like that, and people were calling me names, I got physical. Okay, I went after the kid and hit him because they called me a fat, whatever. And before I was fat, I was tall because I was too tall for them. I was bigger and taller than a kid, so I was like a big kid here. Hard gained my weight, and I was picked on about that first, and everything else. And then when I started getting my weight on because of the pituitary adenoma, we found out what the cause of my weight was. Now finally, it was because of not overeating. We didn't know about it until the tumor on my pituitary gland until I hit about 19 years old. Okay, I mean, I showed the symptoms of it. Of course, my mom didn't have the insurance that covered the action to find out what could be the problem. The MRI would have confirmed it because my mom's insurance didn't cover the MRI, so we couldn't do it. So there was no way to confirm it, and all they got was blood work with my hormones out of whack and all their symptoms, being tired all the time and the enlarged breast and all that stuff. Yeah, everything was all out of whack. Yeah, so we didn't know exactly the problem until I was 19 years old, when my first MRI, when the state actually paid for it. So basically now, well, I mean, all these symptoms I have, I mean, you gotta look at it. I got leg wounds, overweight, depression, pituitary adenoma, overweight. I mean, all the bad factors of health issues right now. I got to ask for any employer who might be watching this, would you hire me right now at this point with all these health issues that you see in me? Because it might have legs be bandaged up, overweight, and stuff like that. But again, I can't say most of you can't see me. Most of them they don't see me at all, because they don't even give me the interview. They don't get that far. So, that's what have been happening for the past 12 years. But again, you have to literally play this, even the ones who are actually disabled, you have to play the system to actually get the disability now. Because it's a big song and dance. When I went through the 3 appeals for my Social Security, it was the same thing every time I went there. It's like it's basically been rehearsed so many times over and over again. It's like, gosh, it's a repeat of a stupid, worst episode you ever seen of anything. When you go in there, they ask you some questions about, and they got a person that does research or if anybody goes for disability when they go to appeal, they do research what they're possible capable of working and doing the job. Usually it's 3 or 4 things they come up with every time. Basically, if you have an attorney, he'll ask, he'll point out the disabilities and stuff like that. He'll point those out. And it'd be mostly some gets eliminated to 1. See, last time I was in, it's about the same time every time I go in there. It was a boxing job, closed circuit TV for security officer. Don't remember the third one they said. There was a third one too, but again, they do that to everyone. They do it to everyone. It's not just me. Because I talked to people who was going through the appeal. Same song and dance for them. They do the same exact thing. They do to go through the research of what they're capable of working. Supposedly capable of working. But considering my health issues and everything else, and my education level for all my time, and plus my improper education, because I've been through school to school to school. My mom moved around because of her job situation. Wherever she got a job at, she had to move close enough just to get to that job. So new school every time, and most of the time that school didn't have the proper classes for me because they got me as mental retarded. Again, thinking I was hearing voices in my head, which what it was. I said, well, I forgot to tell you. Sorry, I'm jumping on all over the place in this one. The whole situation with the mental retarded and hearing voices in my head, what they misunderstood was I was telling them I had some bad advice from my cousins. I got some bad advice. Is what it was. And I told them is what they told me to do, to go hit these kids and stuff like that. So my cousins, that was what I was basically pointing and saying when I heard people were telling me to do this. That means I was telling them about my cousins told me to do this. So they misunderstood and mistook it the wrong way. So they assumed I was hearing voices. So, because we didn't know about it until when I hit 10th grade. We found out through the test they get their students every year. Because there was something, I knew something was not right about what was going on, and finally I realized it in front of me. And it took me to figure something was wrong, because it was off. It felt off every time I went to these classes for special education, because it was way off. I knew something was not right. So I challenged it, tried to figure out what the hell is going on. And we found out they had me down as mentally retarded, hearing voices in my head. That's what they had me down on record. So, and yeah, so that's the gist of my disability here. No, I just basically if any employer or anybody thinking about if they become an employer or hiring people or managers, would you hire me with all these problems? Health issues. Think about it. And if you don't hire me, how am I going to make any income? And it's a heck of a time trying to get disability, because I don't have enough medical records to prove my disability, so no income. So the only income I have is self-employed, my computer repair and DJ service. So, considering all my health issues, you have to literally play the system, even when you are disabled. You have to literally play the system just to get the help. You have to exaggerate and all this stuff, and I choose not to exaggerate. So I'm not gonna play with the song and dance, because that's what a lot of the problem is with the system today. Is because a lot of people exaggerate too much. It shouldn't be that way. It should be what you have already in front of you to prove otherwise. Well, you have to exaggerate, to lie. You have to literally lie just to get the help. There was one person who was mentioning I should play. Somebody said it's an act. You have to act. It's like somebody suggested I should go apologize, even though he might be wrong. Go apologize to my stepdad and say he was right. And all this, basically lie to him. I've never been brought up that way to do that. So I don't like lying whatsoever. And some of you claim to think I'm lying through all my videos. Yeah, okay, whatever. Whatever you think. And more power to you. So what? I don't give a shit. So, you whatever you want to think. So, go live in your world and I'll live in mine. But again, you have to literally play the system even though you're disabled and not able to work, just to get Social Security. If you want the system to start working the way it should, stop making it so hard for people that have to actually play the system and actually look at the medical records, or have the system actually look and do the actual legwork. At the point, I mean, your insurance should be going there. Hey, I got this and that. You know. But again, I mean, yeah, it's only a lot of places. It's like my depression. They don't consider depression unless you're suicidal. You're overweight. You have to be wheelchair bound. They even claim you're overweight to be disabled. I'm not attempting that. So I want to keep walking regardless. And see, I still can walk. And I'm not going to try to, and I'll force myself to keep on walking. And keep on walking and walking and walking. I try my best. I don't want to stop walking. I'm going to be able to walk and get somewhere, move. You know, it's been getting harder for me now because I'm getting older and stuff. But again, I'm still trying to walk. I'm still trying to move. Not sit on my ass. As you claim I do. Well, I don't have much right now time to even. I have a lot of time in my hand because I can't find a job, get a job, because no employer wants to hire me. I've put my application in, done all that, and done and tried. I made the phone calls, and did all that. There's not much more I could do until they actually gave me the job interview. So you see in my last couple of videos, I did get a job interview, but still didn't get hired in. It's not because I didn't want the job, because I wanted the job. But again, I've been out of work for so long and not in the field of getting interviews at all. And if I get interviews, it's like I've been out of practice. You know, trying to get a job. I mean, some of the things, the question, it really just makes no sense. I mean, you really can't judge a person until you actually see them work. So trying to ask them the questions and totally doing the job itself is totally two different things. If you actually see the person do the work, you really can't tell if the person can't or can't do the job. You know, it's like there's a good job interview for you. Instead of asking all these questions, why don't you actually take them in back, teach them how to do the work itself, and see if they can do the job in a quick, timely manner and follow instructions. There's a good trial right there, a good trial run for a good interview. You know, just do what you can. You know, right there it'll tell you if the person can do the job or not. Let them do the job. That'll tell you if they can do the job or not. So stop putting out, these people need to stop putting out these tests like work assessment tests and determine what is right from or wrong and get a certain percentage, and not all of it's going to be all right on the spot with this person. See, I think totally different from a lot of people. Again, due to my supposedly Asperger's that I have, I think differently. I'm not in that emotional state of that, thinking that emotional way. I receive emotion. I read emotions totally different from everybody. This is the reason why I act the way I do. And if you don't pay attention to it, you don't catch that. He's like, well, that's the reason right there. It's due to one of the symptoms of Asperger's. So I'm going to try to get tested for that. So that you had to literally do a song and dance and actually get your Social Security. It's like DHS is really not much hard to play a game with them at all. There's no game involved. It's basically your proof of income and where you live and how you live, and it's just how you put it in your application. You know, there's not really any room to actually tell a story. Blah blah blah. They just basically want to know what you're making every month and if you're making anything at all. Are you capable of working and stuff like that? That's it. It's not like you have to write it in complete detail. All you gotta do is like yes or no questions, pretty much all through the whole application for food stamps and medication and your Medicaid. That's all that is. It's just yes or no questions. That's all it is. If you want to don't believe me, go look at the application. You don't have to uh, really submit the application. Check it out yourself. And it's not as you think it is. All you do is fill out yes or no questions. There you go. You can get your food stamps. You can get medical insurance that way. You can do all this. And you don't have to really give them a whole damn story of any sorts. Really, that's all you gotta do. That's enough. That's all they take. You provide the proof of your income or no income or whatever your situation, you're living, where you're living. That's all you need. There's not much of anything. There's no song and dance there at all at DHS. So there ain't really much to play there at all. Play the system. Social Security, there is a playing the system. You have to literally play the system even though you are disabled. So, you know, see, I'm not trying to play the system. I'm trying to be totally honest with it. That's why I still don't have Social Security. Because I'm not playing the system. So if I was playing the system, I would already had Social Security. If that was the case. Okay? Or I've been playing the system very terribly. And they see right through it. You have to really consider that. Just think over that, really. Just think about it. Okay? So, I don't know how much more to go in detail. I mean, I could try to be, if you be more, basically nicer in the comments, maybe. And maybe answer your question. And don't judge me because of the way I am. Because, again, it's like you judge everybody else. If you don't see the disability itself, that doesn't mean they're not disabled. They could be something more internal physical pain, or something like that. Because you never experienced in your life what it's like, until you actually experience it. So they don't. Being disabled doesn't have to be physically seen. It could be unseen. So, I'm gonna pretty much call it right here. This is about basically 9:43 p.m. right now. I'm still trying to figure out where I'm gonna go at this point. So I'm gonna call it right now. So I thank you for watching. Appreciate what you're doing, being supportive. The ones that are being supportive, and I thank you for that. Please like and subscribe. I hope I can continue making videos. Thank you.